Monte Vista has waited 476 days to play a football game. They venture up 680 onto Highway 24 to the Pleasant Hill exit here to Lafayette as Acalanes host the Mustangs. Who will get the opening season win? You'll find out next. Happy Saturday night. It's spring football here on NorCal Sports TV. I'm Chris Babcock, and welcome to Monte Vista football presented by American Asphalt. It's spring football, and we couldn't be more proud and honored to bring you this game. We're here to celebrate these players that have waited. They have zoomed, and they've waited, and finally, 476 days later, they're here. And Monte Vista is challenged with 20 players quarantined for one positive COVID-19 test last week. So the numbers will be limited for the Mustangs. But that won't deter either one of these football teams. Acalanes 9-3 last season, led by quarterback Brady Hutchinson, 29 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. Coach Burns said key to his game tonight, good pass rush, a priority on the running game, and a little maturity from his young defensive backs that are a lot of new starters. And for Monte Vista, head coach Matt Russi, his 3 keys: run the ball, and an early text that I got this morning. First game in 476 days. There's going to be some penalties, folks. There's going to be some issues, some mistakes, but the boys need to play with poise, discipline, and most importantly, play with joy. It's not going to be perfect, but we're looking forward to an exciting matchup here on NorCal Sports TV. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Acalanes had a great season last year, 9-3. They lost in the semifinals to Marin Catholic, and as we had mentioned, they're led by quarterback Brady Hutchinson, number 8, throws the football, very capable. Acalanes is going to run a wide-open offense, no huddle, 4 wide receivers, and they've also got a couple of other really good defensive players, in particular number 70, Joey Carello, defensive end that's going to UC Davis, and the Mustangs definitely have to block him. And number 5, Nick Cortese, had 62 tackles, 9.5 sacks. So those are 2 good defenders for Coach Burnset, and also Graham O, another returner for Coach Burnset. Coach Burnset, he's been coaching in this area for a long time. He came to Miramonte in 1982. Stayed there till 2002, went over to Solano College for 10 seasons, and this is his 5th season here at Acalanes. The Mustangs, led by head coach Matt Russi, 8-4 last season, and we had said the keys to the game is run the ball. The Mustangs only had 3 rushing touchdowns last season. So he'd like to correct that. He'd like to make those 3 rushing touchdowns here in this first game here tonight. So these teams have waited and waited, and this is a rematch, Jason Green, that's been 50 years in the making. The last time these teams played in football was in 1971, and the Mustangs lost to Acalanes. Now, originally, the Mustangs were a member of the Foothill Athletic League, and then at the time when they lost, the next year, they moved into the East Bay Athletic League. So Acalanes has this series, leads at 3-1, and the Mustangs looking for revenge. Yes, 50 years later. Game time temperature, 47 degrees. It feels like 40 degrees, with winds up to 16 miles per hour. So it's going to be one of those games where Monte Vista is going to make some adjustments offensively. Talking to Coach Russi before the game, they're not going to be able to run their normal offense because basically every wide receiver and defensive back is in quarantine right now. So they've had to make some adjustments. They've got players that were on the offensive line that are now in skill positions. They'll have 10 guys or 9 guys going both ways. So they're definitely, their conditioning and their discipline will be challenged. Going to the center field first is the quarterback for Acalanes, Brady Hutchinson, and then Monte Vista captain Gavin Cribb, 3-year varsity player, had over 700 yards rushing, and another Mustang returner that's played in his 3rd year with the Mustangs is Josh Zeising. The Dons have won the toss, but they have deferred, and the Mustangs will get the ball to start the game. Our referee tonight is Bert Mahalicek. Bert's been officiating for a long time. I know Coach Bergman's out there watching tonight. So to honor America, our national anthem here at Acalanes High School. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Sorry, blowing out your ears there. Is brought to you in part by Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors. Meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 74 years in Walnut Creek, and American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for nearly 40 years. We're about to kick things off here from Acalanes. Appreciate you joining in wherever you may be. Might be Dr. Davis up at Idaho's. People all over watching on the World Wide Web. We've got high school football in the spring of 2021, and we couldn't be more excited to be here. And you can see by the winds, the ball going off the tee. Kicking for Acalanes is Hunter Ridley, returning all Diablo Athletic League kicker. Had 19 touchbacks last season. Deep for Monte Vista is junior number 20, Rocco Schramm. Mustangs in their road whites, Acalanes in their home blues. Nice big numbers, easy fonts to read, and we're ready to go. And we'll set the lineups for you after the kickoff. And that ball goes into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, and the Monte Vista Mustangs will start on their own 20-yard line. And there's their starting lineups led by quarterback Dylan Devitt, running back Gavin Cribb, Zizine, Schramm, Jack Endries just got an offer from Fresno State, and Mike Marchese as the skilled players. Mark Ort, Archuleta, Barbara, Furlong, and Strempth of the offensive line for the Mustangs. Strump, the lone returning starter from last season. Marchese got some playing time last year, but he is moved to tight end for this game. And the Mustangs are going to start off with a full house backfield. Double tight set. And a handoff to Cribb. And looks like he loses a yard on the first play of the game. Try to go wide right. And a nice job defensively of sealing the edge for Acalanes. The Dons defense. And they're led by number 70, Joey Carrillo. We mentioned Cortese and Graham O. They only gave up 14 points a game last season. 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs. Not a good situation early on. Cribb picks up possibly 4. It's going to be 3rd and a long 8 for the Mustangs. Evans had 27 tackles last season, and Ryan Tresser, another linebacker, had 22 tackles. So there's some experienced returners on defense for Coach Burnstead and the Acalanes Dons. The Mustangs break formation. Cribb and Zizing at the bottom of your screen. Throw to Cribb, and he picks up 16 yards and a Mustang first down. 3rd down conversion for the Mustangs. Simple pass and catch. Little down and out. Devitt completes his first varsity pass, and the Mustangs move the chains. Ball spotted on the Mustangs' 36-yard line. David Ortega is the defensive coordinator. If his name sounds familiar, he's all-time leading tackler in Cal football history. Run to Cribb. And he picks up 6 yards, and a good sign for the Mustangs. Joey Carrillo, number 70 for the Acalanes Dons. He was sealed up and blocked on that play, thus the 6-yard gain on first down. Mustangs scored 21 points a game, but had a -5 turnover ratio last season. 5-man front. And Carrillo misses the tackle for loss in the backfield, but the Dons rally up to the football with vengeance. Carrillo didn't make the tackle, but he made Cribb cut back, and the Dons ran to the football, and Logan Ketchum cleaned up. The Dons created 26 takeaways last year on defense, including 59 sacks. Carrillo and Cortese combined on 20.5 sacks last season. Third and 4. Play action pass, bootleg. And that throw is errant out of the outstretched arms of Josh Zeising. And it'll be 4th down. Now, if the Mustangs do punt tonight, I imagine it'll be out of a shotgun short formation. They won't be doing any long snapping tonight for punts. And that would be number 20, Rocco Schramm, would be doing any of that pooch kicking for the Mustangs. 4th and 4. Devitt throws it to Schramm, and he's got tough to get the first down, and he doesn't, and it's a stop on downs for the Dons, and they'll start this drive with great field position on Monte Vista's 43-yard line. So the Mustangs go for it on 4th down, and the Dons make a nice play defensively. One thing I've noticed early on, Acalanes is running to the football, all 11. Hutchinson, the quarterback. Nick Rossi's is running back, 2-by-2 set, back to pass. And that ball skipped and is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Intended receiver was Sam Heyman. And Coach Burnside has been along coaching for such a long time. Starting lineup for the Monte Vista defense. Zeising, the returning starter. It's a screen, and it's incomplete. We got a chance. Go over the Monte Vista starters real quick, and then we'll come back with Acalanes. Stay with Acalanes. Starters. Hutchinson, the quarterback. Rossi. Up front is Keener, Sterner, Clarkson, Murphy, and Ortelli. So there was a penalty, and Monte Vista has declined the penalty to be 3rd and 10. It was a legal man downfield on Acalanes on the screen. You'll see a lot of screens and draws and quick passes out of this offense. Hutchinson had 29 touchdowns, and he only threw 5 interceptions. He threw 2 picks in his last game, which broke a streak of 90-plus passes without throwing an interception. Speed option left, and Hutchinson picks up the first down with his feet, and Coach Burnside said that he is a better athlete than what people think he is, and there is a prime example. Speed option to left, and Hutchinson picks up the first down. Two-by-two set. Hutchinson. He's got plenty of time, and it's a vertical route, and he's got a receiver. And it's a touchdown, Acalanes. Will Berrien. But we've got a penalty on the field. We've got a flag on the field, and we'll see what the call is. Touchdown is good, and then unsportsmanlike conduct on Acalanes, which will be marched off on the kickoff. So Hutchinson with his 30th career touchdown pass, and the Dons are up 6-0 just like that. And it was just a 9 route to the end zone, and Hutchinson, UPS delivered that one. On the 34-yard strike. And the kick is up. and is good. And Ridley is now 51 of 56 on his career. And here's a replay. 2x2 set, and Hutchinson had all day to throw, and it's just a go route. And those aren't normally corners out there. Those corners are quarantined. And so Coach Bird said, reading the room, calling the deep route, and just like that, it's 7-0. So really appreciate our partners, Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, Spitz Jewelers, and American Asphalt for supporting us and helping us bring you this broadcast. That was a pretty quick scoring drive. 34 seconds, 3 passes, and then a speed option to convert and the 9 route. And just like that, the Dons are up 7-0. Kick to Schramm, takes it at the 15-yard line. And he's got room to run, and the Mustangs will have good field position. This will be marked around the 44-yard line.
A return of about 28 yards.
They spot it on the 44-yard line of Monte Vista. Mustangs need to answer, not necessarily with a score, but putting together some first downs. Full house backfield out of the shotgun, and then the Mustangs will shift. So this is the result of putting in an offense in a week. It's a false start on the Mustangs. When you go in motion, quarterback needs to allow the people that are moving and resetting and shifting to set for 2 full counts. And you've got a legal procedure, and now the Mustangs are playing behind the chains. It'll be 1st and 15. Two receivers closest to you on the screen. And speaking of screen, it's a screen to Schramm. And he picks up 6, and it'll be 2nd and 9. And Carrillo with the play.
1st and 8, 2nd and 8.
Matt Russi in his 4th season, 19 and 15, was a defensive coordinator in 2016 and took over for the Roadshow in 2017. Proud Monte Vista alum, Matt Russi, number 33. Of course, he's not wearing that number tonight. And it'll stretch play to Cribb, and he picks up 2, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Mustangs.
Tripped up by number 31, Jeremy Pearson.
They're 1 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. And this is where the Dons like to turn up the heat. Cortese and Carrillo will come and go and get after the quarterback. Marchese at tight end. Cribb in the slot. Zeising to bottom of your screen. Endries at the top of your screen. Devitt, pitch and catch to Endries, and he moves the chains, picks up 12, and has his first varsity career catch. Jack Endries, offered by Fresno State, and he has a chance to join the long legacy of Monte Vista tight ends that have come through the program. 6'4", 235 pounds, just a junior. Monte Vista 2 for 3 now on 3rd down. And they move into Acalanes territory, ball spotted on the 39-yard line. Hand off to Cribb, and he's got room to run. It drops a shoulder, and he picks up 18 and another first down for the Mustangs. Keys of the game for Monte Vista is pretty simple. Run the ball, and they certainly did on that play. 9 guys going both ways for the Mustangs. If you're just joining us, 20 guys out quarantined for COVID-19 protocol. I'm Chris Babcock, and thanks for joining us here tonight, wherever you may be. Happy Saturday night. Spring football. Cribb keeps going, driving his legs, and picks up 6. Nice first down gain by the senior, Gavin Cribb. Last season, 142 carries, 778 yards, but only 2 rushing touchdowns. I was teasing him about that in practice the other day. He did have 3 100-yard games. He had 38 receptions for Coach Russi. 3-by-1 set. Sprint right. And Dylan Devitt is sacked. Carrillo with another play. Adding on to his career sack total. If you're going to sprint right, you got to seal the edge. And Carrillo, he's very physical with his hands, plays with high energy, and certainly somebody that stood out on film in preparation for this game. 3rd and 13, four down territory. So if you're Monte Vista, you want to try to split this in half. Everybody bunched up in a double tight formation. Hand off to Endries. Stiff arms the defender and gets to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th and 10. And with the winds blowing at nearly 16 miles an hour, Carrillo was hurt on that last play. Stiff arm by Endries. 4th and 10. Monte Vista 0 for 1 so far on 4th down. Zeising and Cribb on one side, Endries on the other, and Marchese lined up as a tight end as a right formation. 4th and 10 for the Mustangs. False start. Second penalty, procedure penalty on the Mustangs, and now it'll be 4th and 15. And those are the kind of things you expect in the first game, and especially when you have new starters playing new positions. And Endries will switch sides, number 88. And I would be surprised they go to him one-on-one versus the corner. But now the Acalanes will rotate a safety over towards his side. And they go deep to Endries. And it's incomplete. And Acalanes will take over on their own 29-yard line. Mustangs put together some first downs, nearly had the ball for 5 minutes, but once again, Acalanes gets the stop on 4th down. 9 route, and Acalanes has read the scout report, and the players at Endries don't let them beat you, and they did in good coverage, and it's thrown away. See what the Acalanes does. Early in the downs, look for them to run a draw or a screen or a quick pass. It's a belly run inside. And Rossi
takes to the left side and
picks up 16
a 19-yard pickup.
and a first down. Rossi had 323 yards last year, 4 touchdowns, had 3 receptions for 69 yards. The Dons stay in that 2-by-2 set. And it's a play-action pass, and it's going to be a touchdown. 55 yards. Hutchinson to Dante Montgomery. Little RPO action, and Hutchinson was on the mark once again to Montgomery. 55 yards. And Ridley on for the kick. And that is missed. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. So that drive, 2 plays, 71 yards. Score from Las Lomas. San Ramon leads Las Lomas 7-0, end of 1. But Acalanes doing what they're best known for, is throwing the football. Was a little RPO. Maybe we'll watch a replay after this kickoff. And it goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. It was a simple RPO off with a slant behind it. And the Mustangs are caught flat-footed looking in the backfield. Nobody guarded the slot receiver. And pretty easy pickings and a score. Monte Vista gets the ball for the third time this evening. Got to answer.
First and 20 for the Mustangs at their own 20-yard line.
Carrillo. Nice hit coming down hard the line of scrimmage and gets Cribb. Watch Carrillo scrape along the line of scrimmage here. Just trust me on that. Did a good job of working his hands, not getting deep in the backfield. And when Cribb was ready to turn back, the senior with the big hit. And it's 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs. They shifted before like this. We got offsides on Acalanes. It'll be a free 5 yards. So when the Mustangs shifted, the Dons flinched. So instead of 2nd and 7, it'll be 2nd and 3 for Monte Vista. Cribb picks up 6 and a Monte Vista first down. Oh, with the tackle. You fall too far behind and you're running this type of offense, it's going to be tough to come back. And the Dons have not scored their last touchdowns. They like to throw the football, mix it up defensively, and with fresh faces playing in the defensive backfield, you got to be leery. Everybody's set, empty backfield. It's a bubble screen. It's thrown too high, and it's incomplete. Wasn't really set up, and a little confusion on who was supposed to do what. And it's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for Monte Vista.
As we mentioned earlier, these teams have not played, although only 9 miles apart, have not played since 1971. 2nd and 10. Hand off to Cribb. he picks up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. Mustangs have been pretty good on 3rd down tonight. But credit both of these teams, the administrators, the athletic directors, to be able to get this game going. And they're going to be playing a mini 6-game season, and they'll take it, especially the seniors. 3rd and 5. Devitt throws it out to Cribb and was nearly behind the line of scrimmage. He only picks up 1. And it'll be 4th and 4. So does Coach Russi go for it here? Or do they put Schramm in the shotgun and let him punt it and play some defense? They don't have a punt team with the small numbers that they have. And if Schramm is lined up in the shotgun behind the center, it's definitely going to be a punt. And Coach Russi might wait for this to get to the quarter, and I think he will.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude our first quarter of play.
At the end of 1, Acalanes leads Monte Vista 13-0. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
You can see highlights from this game on 49ers Cal High Sports. 49ers Cal High
Sweeney Kovar, Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 73 years in Walnut Creek. American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years. So, shaky first quarter for the Mustangs. The Dons playing passionate football, and the Mustangs will go for it on 4th down, and they'll get the first down and more. And Cribb picks up 8, and the Mustangs will move the chains. Passing yards, Monte Vista with 38, Acalanes with 88, rushing Monte Vista 26, Monte Vista 38, penalties Monte Vista 2, Acalanes 2. On 3rd down, Monte Vista is 2 of 4. Cribb, he's got room to run, and he picks up another first down, another 12-yard gain by Gavin Cribb. The success of the tandem backfield offense is based on playing in front of the chains, avoiding the penalties, avoiding lost yardage on running plays. Cribb deep set with Schramm and Endries in front of him. Carrillo with the tackle, but not before Cribb picks up 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 5. Early here in the second quarter from Acalanes High School in Lafayette. Nice brisk 46-degree night. We'll take it. 2nd and 4. Play pass. Devitt dumps it off to Schramm, and he's up along the sideline, and he'll pick up 9 yards and another Monte Vista first down. Devitt doing a good job of taking what the defense gives him. Schramm out in the flat, makes the catch, turns up the field, and picks up the first down, and the Mustangs will have a first on their Don's 26-yard line. If you just joined us, Acalanes with 2 quick scoring passes to lead 13-0, but missed the extra point. Cribb getting a lot of carries. Slips, but picks up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. These are great situations to be in as a play caller. 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. And opens up a little play action, even though the Mustangs are kind of limited in the skill positions tonight. But little dump-offs in the flat, nakeds, those type of things will put you in a positive situation. 2nd and 3 for the Mustangs. Cribb. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Monte Vista. 20-yard scamper by Gavin Cribb, and the Mustangs answer, and Nathan Price will come on to kick the extra point. $80-yard drive for the Mustangs, and 90% of it was ground Russie, and Price on to kick the extra point. Cribb will hold. And the kick is good. And the Mustangs close the deficit as we get a chance to watch that Cribb run. Good blocking up front. See how much push the white jerseys are getting on the Dons. And they answer with the score. Cribb doing most of the groundwork for the Mustangs on that drive. 9:29 left in the second quarter. And as we mentioned, that about the lack of rushing touchdowns for Monte Vista, that is their first rushing touchdown in 5 games going back to last season. 11 plays, 80 yards, 20-yard run by Cribb, and Price will come on and kick. Only had 1 touchback last season. And in high school, if the ball, when you kick off or punt, goes into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. It's quite a weapon. Price will kick, and it's a pooch kick, and it's fair caught, and the Dons will get the ball on their own 20-yard line to start their drive. So Price with the accurate pooch kick, and the Dons will start off on the 20-yard line. They've had the ball twice, and they've scored twice. Hutchinson, 34 yards, and 55-yard touchdown passes. Rossi. And he grinds out a run of 11 yards, and it's good enough for a Don's first down. Rossi's had 2 nice runs tonight. Carrillo coming back to the sideline. It looks like his left shoulder's bothering him a little bit. Big kid. 1st and 10 for the Dons. Hutchinson back to pass, and it's thrown out of bounds and away from the intended receiver, Sam Heyman. 2nd and 10. Draw or screen play might be coming up for the Dons. And they'll go a 3-by-1 set here, with Heyman being the lone receiver. Sprint option, but Hutchinson drops the ball, and the Mustangs dive on it, and we'll see who has it. I believe Hutchinson got back up on the football. He did, but it's a loss, and it'll be 3rd and 13 for Acalanes. A break for Monte Vista. Speed option, but Hutchinson didn't secure the ball before doing this sprinting to his right. It's 3rd and 12. See what the Mustangs have dialed up here defensively. Hutchinson has time. We've got a holding penalty. And Hutchinson will run. We've got another flag thrown. Hutchinson continues to run the 30, the 20, the 10. This one's coming back, folks. This one's coming back. We got a hold on the interior line of Acalanes. And then there was another flag thrown late. Hutchinson showing great ability. He had 7 rushing touchdowns last year. There's a block in the back. And Hutchinson doing a good job of running and getting the touchdown, but it'll be nullified, and it'll be 3rd and probably around 3rd and 23. It's a spot foul. So it'll be 3rd down and long. The ball will be spotted on the 19-yard line. And the Mustangs don't want to give up the 3rd and long. Got to keep everybody here in front. And it'll be a screen in window. And the Mustangs defend it pretty well. Josh Zeising all over that. Zeising with the play. And it'll be 4th down. It'll be the first time Acalanes has punt. So the Mustangs get the score, come back and get a stop defensively, and force the punt. Zeising offered by George Fox, Whittier, Puget Sound, and is getting strong interest from UC Davis, 3-year varsity player. Gavin Cribb back on his own 40-yard line. Ridley averaged nearly 37 yards a punt, and it'll be a short kick and not that good of a bounce, and the Mustangs will get the ball on their own 42-yard line with 7:19 left in the quarter. Cribb already has 15 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown on that drive alone. The last drive for the Mustangs, he had 58 yards rushing, thanks to our statistician, Jeremy Hurtado. Keep working your magic. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. 11-play, 80-yard drive, only one completed pass. That was to Schramm that converted a 1st down. The Mustangs did convert a 4th down. And then come back and get the stop and get the ball back in pretty good field position. See if Schramm maybe gets some touches on this drive. And he does. And number 70, Joey Carrillo with another tackle. 2nd and 10. You got to block 70. He's good with his hands and shedding the blocker, and that was an example on that last play. Endries and Zeising on each side of Devitt. Schramm, little bootleg. Thrown. He's getting there early. We got a pass interference. Good call by the official. A little early on that one. And the Mustangs will get a first down via the penalty. Pass interference. And in high school, pass interference isn't an automatic first down. But the penalty will be enough for a first down. And the Mustangs are now into Acalanes territory. And the ball will be set on the 43. Devitt was a little late with that throw. And the Dawn safety closed, but he got there a little early, and the officials were all over it. Looks like Cribb will be deep set in the backfield with Schramm and Endries, with Zeising and Marchese as the tight ends. Cribb spins out of one tackle, and he'll pick up big yardage down the left sideline. And Cribb is now over 100 yards for the game. The ball will be spotted on the Dawn's 30-yard line. Cribb was in the backfield, but couldn't be brought down, and the Dawns were late to rally to the football. And Cribb is now over 100 yards for the game. I'm Chris Babcock. Thanks for joining us here on NorCal Sports TV, wherever you may be. Excited and honored to be here and support these kids. I've been waiting and Zooming and waiting, and now get a chance to play some football. Rinse and repeat for Cribb. And another chain-moving run for Cribb, and it's a first down, and the Mustangs are inside the red zone. It'll be spotted on the 19-yard line. Chains are set, and the clock will roll. The Mustangs with a touchdown and an extra point can take the lead. They were once down 13-0. But the Dons on their last score missed the extra point, which is not normal for Ridley. It's a trick play. Cribb's got a wide open receiver. Zeising! Touchdown, Monte Vista! Turn up cue the circus music. Cribb with a 19-yard dime to Josh Zeising, and the Mustangs are an extra point away of taking the lead. Watch that play in practice on Thursday, and Cribb with the throw and Coach Russi with the call, and Price is on for the extra point for the Mustangs to take the lead. And it's good, and Monte Vista leads 14-13. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. 4-play, 58-yard drive culminated by a 19-yard touchdown pass. Cribb to Zeising, and Price will kick. It's taken around the 10-yard line. And nice return and get it out to the 32-yard line. And Nick Rossi with that return. 14 straight points for the Mustangs. And the Dons will get the football on the 33-yard line. Want to thank Acalanes athletic director Randy Takahashi for his support and helping us get set up for this broadcast. Dons with a 3-by-1 set. Heyman at the bottom of your screen. See if they test the defensive backfield. The Dons going to run a reverse of their own, and there's a lot of room out here for a big run, a cutback. And the Dons are going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Dante Montgomery on the reverse. 67-yard touchdown run on the reverse. Fooled our cameraman. Good blocking downfield. And the Mustangs pulling flags. Endries tries to make the tackle, but Montgomery with the play. And that's how the Dons answer. 68-yard run by the Dons. Mustangs didn't play that one very well at all. Bad snap. There's going to be a fire call. And Hutchinson is in the backfield, and he slips down. And it's another missed opportunity for the Dons to get points. So that's 2 PATs, one they missed and one where they've had a bad snap. And as Vince Scully used to say, we'll have to make a note of that for later on. But the Dons, one play and a score. And here's another look at it. Spreading the field and had them bottled in there, but the Mustangs didn't work very well. And that's a product of lack of tackling in practice, in a new season, no scrimmage. And Coach Burns said with a great call on the reverse. So now it's 19-14, and Ridley is on to kick, and Schramm back deep. And that'll be just short of the goal line, and Schramm's got some room to run. And Rossi wraps him up, and the Mustangs will start their drive at the 21-yard line. 5:18 left in the half. Mustangs got the opening kick, so they'll be kicking off to open the second half. Their goal here would be to drain this clock and get a touchdown. Cribb, well over 100 yards tonight. Play pass. Devitt dumps it off to Endries. His second catch of the game. Picks up 7. That's 2 consecutive passes for the Mustangs. The last play before this was a trick play. Cribb to Zeising, got the first, and then a little bootleg to Endries in the flat. Picks up 7. Mustangs doing a good job of picking up yardage on the first down. Second and short. Schramm and Endries in the backfield. Devitt splits them, and Cribb gets the handoff. Carrillo with the tackle, but not before Cribb picks up another first down for Monte Vista. Cribb doing it all tonight, playing corner, running the football, through a touchdown pass. Didn't drive the bus. Nobody took a bus here. Everybody's got to get dropped off by their parents. No buses. It's a 9-mile trip. Inside handoff to Schramm. And he picks up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Monte Vista. Mustangs in the no huddle, but they're not going as fast as they normally do. And I understand that with 9 players going both ways. Second and 6. Cribb cuts it back. And who was waiting for him? Joey Carrillo and Nick Cortese. And it's no gain. It'll be 3rd down. Third down for the Mustangs. And Cribb is out of the game for the Mustangs, and Schramm will be put back into his spot. Zeising and Endries in the backfield. Deep set by Schramm. 3rd and 6. And Schramm picks up 3, and it'll be fourth down and a long 3. 4th down and a long 2 for the Mustangs. So far tonight, they're 1 of 2 on 4th down. Just under 2.5 minutes left in the half. I'm Chris Babcock. Thanks for joining us here on NorCal Sports TV. Happy spring football. Schramm had no chance. It's too much penetration by the Dons, and the Mustangs will turn the ball over on downs at right on the 50-yard line. And the chance for the Dons to, what I like to call, go winners outs, meaning if they score here, they get the ball to start the second half. 3-by-1 set for the Dons. Rossi deep set behind Hutchinson. And Hutchinson with the carry. Breaks one tackle, but doesn't break another. He fumbles. And I believe the ball goes out of bounds. Doesn't go out of bounds. The clock's still going, but it's a 1-yard loss for the Dons. It's an RPO. Hutchinson carried it himself, loosely handling the football, gets stripped, but the ball goes out of bounds, and that's a break for the Dons. The officials are having the clock reset to 2 minutes left. The ball did go out of bounds. This isn't a 2-minute warning. I remember back in the day, Kyle Wright run over the sidelines. We're like, Kyle, what are you doing? He saw coach's 2-minute warning. They had a 2-minute warning in high school football. I digress. 2-by-2 set, 2nd 11. Hutchinson all day. Then he's under rush. We've got another flag, and it'll be a incomplete in and out of the hands, but I imagine the Mustangs probably will still take this penalty. Heyman with the drop. Hutchinson had all day, and there's a reason why, because he was Monte Vista defenders were getting held. And our referee tonight, Bert Mihalacek with the call, and it'll be a spot foul. So the Dons will lose 14 yards on the penalty, and it'll be 2nd and 26 if my Chico State math is correct. And I actually never took math at Chico State. Pistol formation, 2x2. And it's a quick screen. And a nice gain. It'll be 3rd and 12. And the Dons stay in bounds, and the clock will continue to roll. But waiting for a signal from the official who's called the timeout. Officials resetting the clock. Second time they've had to do that tonight. It's 1:42. Everybody's going through their first game jitters. 3rd and 12. Clock is stopped. Dons did not have enough players on the line of scrimmage, but no call by the official. And that's a completed pass and a first down to Will Berrien. I don't know if we have a shot of that, but the Dons didn't have enough players on the line of scrimmage. Yeah, didn't have anybody on here at the bottom of the screen. 1st and 10 after the first down, and it's a screen to Rossi. Zeising chases him, and a big hit by the Mustangs coming up from the safety position. And that is Jack Endries with the tackle. And the clock will continue to roll. As we mentioned, the Dons will get the ball to start the second half. And Ridley has got a strong leg, even in this win. Coach Burnstead's got confidence in him from inside the 50. Hutchinson, down and out. 5 route to number 2, Sam Heyman. And that was UPS delivered and another first down. Consecutive plays, consecutive first downs for Acalanes. 40 seconds left. Dons are in great field position here. Got 3 timeouts, and their playbook is wide open here. Can call anything. 3-by-1 set. And it's speed option. Mustangs string it out, but nobody forces. Rossi gets out of bounds, picks up a nice gain. And one of the keys of the game was running the football, and the Dons have been effective running the ball tonight, picking up nice chunks. And that's a first down. Actually, it'll be 2nd and 1. 33 seconds left in the half. Hutchinson, he's going to scramble. And he's going to get inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line, and the Dons will call the timeout. Zeising had an opportunity, but Hutchinson, showing his athletic ability, picks up a big gain and a first down for the Dons. Here's that last play. Mustangs didn't play very well here in space. Scrambles out. Zeising eyes him, but can't come up with the play. And Hutchinson is down to the 4 with 22 seconds left in the half. And they have 2 timeouts remaining. Could be running a little sprint action right or a simple draw. The Dons got the ball on the 50-yard line with 2:14 left in the half after they got the Mustangs out on downs. And this is a big opportunity for Acalanes to go into the half with a lot of momentum. And as we mentioned earlier, winners outs and get the ball to start the second half. Rossi behind Hutchinson. And he had 7 rushing touchdowns last season. So he knows how to find the end zone. It's a bootleg, and nobody's out here in the edge. And it's a easy pitch and catch. And the Dons with the touchdown. Evans with the touchdown. Hutchinson with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. 4-yard touchdown pass to Evans. Evans playing a little offense tonight. And the Dons score right before the half. And then the Dons will go for 2. Motion across the formation, and it's sprint right. And Hutchinson. Hold on, officials are blowing the whistle, so I think there might be a penalty. We're waiting for the call. Illegal shift on the Dons, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. So a 50-yard drive in 1 minute and 58 seconds, and the Dons convert the 2-point conversion, but they're called for the legal shift, and they'll get another try, but it'll be 5 yards marched off. If you get a stop here on this conversion, you're only down 11. 2-score game. So big opportunity here for the Mustang defense to step up and make a play, and then we've got to delay a game. So it'll be another 5 yards back. Evans came in, caught his first career touchdown. A defensive starter subbed in on offense and took advantage of the opportunity. Rossi resets to Hutchinson's left. He's got time. Mustangs only rush 3. It's thrown across the field. And it's a 2-point play. A great catch by Evan Malmquist. All day to throw. The Mustangs only rushed 3. Nobody got home. And Hutchinson working his feet, this talented young quarterback, and throws it all the way across the grade. And Endries can't get there in time. And it's a 2-point conversion. And it's 27-14 Acalanes. So Mustangs aren't getting any pressure whatsoever on the talented Hutchinson, who is very capable of throwing the football, and as you can see, scrambling and finding open receivers. And they answer 27-14. So 2 straight scores after Monte Vista's 2 straight scores, and then before that, Acalanes scored twice to open the game. Be a squib kick, and Schramm will take it at the 10. And he's got room to run. And Ridley does a good job of pushing him out of bounds with just under 7 seconds left in the half. Will the Mustangs take a knee, or does Coach Russi have something up his sleeve? Ball will be spotted, I believe, at the 49-yard line of the Mustangs. So big plays for the Acalanes Dons offense, and them taking advantage of players that normally don't play corner and safety. Devitt back to pass, throws it up to Endries, and he deflects it, and I believe that'll be the half. It is the end of the first half as Monte Vista trails 27-14. Quick recap of the scoring. Hutchinson with a 34-yard touchdown pass to Berrien. And then the next time the Dons got the ball back, Hutchinson to Montgomery for 55 yards. Then Cribb, a 20-yard run for Monte Vista. Then Cribb to Zeising on the trick play. And the Mustangs took their first lead of the game, 14-13. But then Montgomery on a reverse gets his second score of the game, a 68-yard reverse. And then Hutchinson with his third touchdown pass of the first half to Evans. And the two-point conversion was good. And the Dons lead at halftime 17-14. Appreciate the opportunity and our sponsors, Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meaning all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 73 years in Walnut Creek. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV is presented by American Asphalt. Is brought to you in part by Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, Spitz Jewelers, and American Asphalt. So the Mustangs came back and took a brief lead, but then the Dons answered with two big touchdowns, and they lead 27-14. San Ramon and Las Lomas are tied 14 all. Statistics, total yardage, passing 147 for Acalanes and 125 yards rushing. Pretty good balance for the Dons. One of the keys of the game for Coach Burnstead was to establish a running game, and they've done that. Monte Vista, 74 yards passing and 137 yards rushing, mostly by the work of senior Gavin Cribb. Third down, the Dons are 2 of 3. The Mustangs are 2 of 5. On fourth down, the Mustangs are 1 of 4. And 2 of those times they've given the ball up in pretty good field position for the Dons. Cribb, 20 carries, 134 yards. For Acalanes, Montgomery with the 68-yard run, Rossi with 3 carries for 35, and Hutchinson 4 carries for 22. Passing for the Mustangs, Cribb had the 19-yard touchdown to Zizing, and Dylan Devitt is 7 for 11 for 55 yards. So the Dons will get the ball to start the second half, and the Mustangs have only stopped them one time. And with the limited offensive choices for the Mustangs, they can't afford to get down any more than they are right now. They have twice been down by 13 points. Talk about the Mustangs alum playing at the next level, of course, Super Bowl champion Zach Ertz. But the Mustangs, with a lot of alumni playing in college football, and in particular, Jake Hayner had a great season at Fresno State, his first season as a starter. Eric Kromenhoek started for the Trojans, had 2 touchdown receptions. Nate Landman, all Pac-12, suffered a torn Achilles, and he is rehabbing. And Peyton Henry had another good season with the Huskies, just to name a few. We got Noah Soul at University of Northern Colorado, Shane Perry at Montana State, Corey Luciano at Washington, Peyton Henry at Washington, Zane Cribb at Cal, Matt Prohaska at Bryant University, David Hayward at Army, Nate Ricina at UC Berkeley, Chip Menard at Linfield College, Jacob Oliphant at Cal Poly, Connor Shea at University of Wyoming, Jack Stewartson at University of Washington, and Matt Hoffman at Cal Poly. So about a minute left here. But defensively for Acalanes, Joey Carrillo, 9 tackles and playing all over the field. The Mustangs have been able to run the football, but when you're down a couple of scores, you really got to come out defensively and get a couple of stops this half. The Dons have been pretty efficient offensively, scored on every possession except for one. Price will come on to kick and to start the second half here on NorCal Sports TV. Appreciate all of you who are joining us at home. It's spring football 2021, and these kids have waited and waited and waited and now get a chance to play a little high school football in a shortened spring season. Dons showing a lot of ability offensively, and I like the way that Brady Hutchinson plays. Great accuracy, reads the field very well, and has shown that he's a very good athlete. And talking to Coach Burns said he's not getting as recruited as heavily as he thinks he should. And he's talking to a couple of schools. He had mentioned those, and hopefully something happens for the young man. It's a pooch kick, and it's taken by the Dons. And Coach Burnstead knows his quarterbacks. He's had 14 Division I quarterbacks he's coached, including Ken Dorsey, who played University of Miami, was a two-time Heisman finalist, former 49er and current quarterback coach of the Buffalo Bills, and Drew Bennett, who later played at UCLA, and these quarterbacks played for Coach Burnstead at Miramonte. Coach likes coaching, keeps him young, being around the youth, and is a great teacher, and you can see he likes to throw the football. So the Dons will take the football to start the second half on their own 30-yard line. Read option, and it's a little bubble screen out here in the flat. Cribb comes up and holds it to a 3-yard gain. And Rossi with the catch. And it'll be 2nd and 4. See what kind of adjustments these teams made at halftime. Mustangs got to come up with a pass rush on Hutchinson. And it's a screen, and it's set up pretty well. The 50. And he's tackled out of bounds by Endries, but not before. A nice gain by Malmquist on the screen. If you're not getting blocked, there's a reason. And well set up. Malmquist with the 20-yard gain. And Coach Burnstead will call a timeout. Little confusion there, and the Dons don't want to make a mistake here. I think they're making a jersey switch here on the sideline. Putting a lineman number, a lineman jersey on one of the skill players. So it'll be 1st and 10, first timeout of the half used by Coach Burnstead. Three-by-one set for the Dons. And it's a fumble, and the Mustangs jump on it. And it's the first turnover of the game, and the Mustangs get a break. I think that ball hit off the hip off of Malmquist. And the Mustangs jump on it, and it's the first turnover of the game, and Monte Vista will take over in great field position on their own 42-yard line. Didn't see who came up with that for the Mustangs, but they get the ball in good field position. It's a bootleg. Devitt throws downfield, and the Mustangs turn the ball over. Not a good decision by Devitt. And it's a turnover on back-to-back plays. Force that ball downfield to Endries, and it's intercepted on the 10-yard line. So the Mustangs on the sudden change. Devitt sprints left, doesn't have his feet set. The ball floats, and it's intercepted. And a game that had no turnovers on back-to-back plays. The Dons fumble, and then the Mustangs throw the pick, and the Dons will take over on their own 10-yard line. And credit to Acalanes' defense. They were ready for the sudden change play. Endries was well covered, and it's a turnover. Hutchinson's under pressure. He turns back the other way, and we've got another penalty on the field, and it'll be more than likely a holding penalty on Acalanes, and it'll be half the distance to the goal line, and the ball will be spotted on the 5-yard line, and we'll get the call from our referee, Bert Mahalicek. Waiting for a signal. And it is indeed a holding penalty.
Holding penalty called against Acalanes. Half the distance to the goal. First down and long.
First and 12. But the thing with the passing team, now you have to defend nearly the entire field. Rossi offset to Hutchinson's left. It's a quick fire screen out to the flat, and the Mustangs roll up and rally to the football. And it's a short gain. It'll be 2nd and 14.
That pass was complete to number 2, Sam Heyman.
The senior Sam Heyman with the reception. It'll be 2nd and 15. I'm Chris Babcock, and thanks for joining us here on NorCal Sports TV, Spring Football 2021. 2-by-2 set. Dons love to throw a screen in these situations. Hutchinson's got time. Then he scrambles out to his right, and he throws across downfield, and it's complete to Evan Malmquist. It's a 31-yard gain and an Acalanes first down. Hutchinson spills out to his right, and a wide-open receiver. Tough to guard a receiver for 6 seconds. Hutchinson so good getting out of the pocket, reading the field, and having patience. Malmquist with the 31-yard reception. It'll be 1st and 10. And it's a keeper by Hutchinson. And he's tackled for a loss.
Ryan Steffen makes the sack on number 8, Brady Hutchinson.
And it'll be 2nd and 11. Dons 9-3 last season, scored over 35 points a game. Hutchinson only 5 interceptions, nearly 2,700 yards as a junior. Hutchinson on a rare miss throw. Try to get the ball out in the flat to Joe Evans, who we found earlier in the end zone, but it's incomplete. 3rd and 11. Hutchinson comes to the sideline, talking to head coach Floyd Burnshead. 2-by-2 set. Berrien and Evans at the bottom of your screen. 3rd and 11. Hutchinson, all day to throw. Throws it across, and it's complete to Berrien. That, I've said it the last play, and I'll say it again. It's tough to defend for 9 seconds. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, and it's a first down on a 3rd and 11. When you got 9 players playing defense and those same 9 are playing offense, you don't have much energy to rush the quarterback. Strip sack, and the Mustangs get the fumble recovery. Zeising inside the 40-yard line. Chicken strip for the Mustangs on Hutchinson. They finally get some pressure on him, and they create the turnover, and Zeising with the recovery, and he returns it down inside the 40 to be spotted at the 39-yard line. The officials getting together here. If they rule this an incomplete pass, no, they don't. So it'll be first down for Monte Vista. Now, the last time they created a turnover, they gave the ball right back. So I'll be surprised here if Coach Russi throws the football. 8:21 here in the third quarter. Mustangs on the 39-yard line. Cribb. And then we've got a flag, and usually when it's thrown from the sideline, it's going to be a hold. And I believe it's on the tight end, Marchese. And the Mustangs will be marched. It'll be a spot foul. So it'll be spotted after the penalty on the 50-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 21. Actually make it 1st and 22. And that's a tough set you up for failure when you're playing behind the chains, running the heavy backfield set. Mustangs break formation. Schramm offset to Devitt's right. Cribb, Zeising, and Endries. High snap. And Schramm makes the best out of it and picks up 4. Be 2nd and 17.
Cribb takes up the middle. Brought down by number 14, Graham O, and number 72, Anthony O'Tall.
Cribb had over 130 yards in the first half. Schramm with that last carry. So Schramm and Endries on each side of Devitt. And Cribb set deep in the backfield. Cribb now with a nice gain. So sets up the Mustangs on the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7. Cribb, nice run inside. And somebody's cramping up. And I believe that's one of the Dons players. Don't know if it's a hamstring, but we'll take a timeout. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. So it'll be 3rd down for the Mustangs, 3rd and a long 7. Monte Vista was 2 of 5 on 3rd down, and Cribb had no chance there. Had absolutely no chance. Tresser, as if he was in the Monte Vista huddle on that last play. So it'll be a tackle for loss for him, and that'll be 4th and 12. For the Mustangs. Here's that last play. A lot of lookout blocks, but nothing physicality up front for the Mustangs on that last play. And the Dons have made adjustments in their defensive running game here in the second half. Fourth and 12. And then it's delay a game, which is going to make it even tougher. And I wonder if Coach Russi might punt here, not traditional punt, but do the short punt with Schramm and pin back the Dons. Because if not, you're going to give them the ball in absolutely fantastic field position. And this is easy to defend, and that's what the Mustangs will do. And Schramm with the short kick. And it'll roll, and it'll go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, meeting all of your accounting, tax, and financial service needs. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Spitz Jewelers, making memories in Walnut Creek. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for nearly 40 years. So the Mustangs with their first punt, and that ball rolls out of bounds at the 10. 5:36 left here in the third quarter. Hutchinson, quick bubble screen out here in the flat. And Cribb comes up and misses the tackle and continues to churn his feet. Malmquist, tough physical run on the bubble screen out here, but we do have a penalty on the field, and we'll see what the call is. Face mask on Monte Vista.
Face mask call on Monte Vista.
So the Mustangs miss tackles out in space and then compound the mistakes of missing tackles and grab the face mask, and the ball will be spotted on the 29-yard line. Just a simple bubble screen, but credit the Dons' skill players blocking out in space and Malmquist converting the first down. Malmquist, just a junior, playing with a lot of confidence. Hutchinson with the carry on the RPO, and he picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. A lot of positive yardage for the Dons running, and they have thrown to score tonight. Two-by-two set. Rossi resets to Hutchinson's right side. Back to pass. Down and out, and that's called a completion. Nice work, footwork around the edge, down the sideline. The officials get together. Maybe the back official saw a foot out of bounds. Nope. You be the judge. Pretty good catch and throw there. Dons lost all of their top receivers last year, but their junior class is coming up and playing and making some big plays here tonight. Rossi up the middle, Zeisen with the tackle, but not before it's a 5-yard gain on first down. Give him 6 for the Dons. The Dons will throw the ball out in the flats, throw the bubble screen, inside run. Hutchinson doing a good job of running the football. Good balance for the Dons. Rossi breaks the tackle, picks up 7, and the Dons will move the chains.
7-yard gain, 1st and 10 for the Dons.
So the Dons have turned the ball over in their first 2 possessions here and took this ball on their own 10-yard line. Are now on the Monte Vista 45. Hutchinson with the carry. Acalanes had 3 offensive linemen that were 10 yards downfield on a forward pass. But the Mustangs are possibly called for the penalty. But if we could see that on replay, you'll just have to trust me on that. It's an RPO, and the 3 members of the Dons offensive line are past the first down chains. You can't do that. When the ball's thrown across the line of scrimmage, the offensive lineman cannot be downfield. The Dons take advantage, and it's a first down, and they're in scoring position here on the 33-yard line. Hutchinson and the Mustangs get out of their passing lanes, and he reads the room and picks up the first down with his feet. So the Mustangs blitz off the edge. The Dons slide the protection, pick up the blitzer. Hutchinson tucks it away and runs for the first down. The Dons are at the 19-yard line, knocking on the door. It's another screen, in window. And we've got a fumble by Acalanes. And there's also a penalty. And imagine it's a block in the back. Normally happens on those League Gross Cup down the line screens. I call it a middle screen. Zeising stripped the ball loose. So it's definitely a penalty on Acalanes on the block. But it was called downfield. So the Dons will actually pick up 4 yards on the play. And it'll be first and a long 7. We got a timeout, Monte Vista.
First of the half and 2 remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to remind you
So about
required at all times and a visible distance of no less than
this Acalanes offense showing an ability to move the football in many different ways. You want to go to that last play, and Zeising with the strip, but the Mustangs could not recover the football. There's the screen. Can we roll that back, Jason, real quick? If you're not getting blocked as an offensive lineman, there's a reason. Watch up front. They just let you go. You have to stop there and trace back your steps. It's a screen. They've been blocking you all night. On the plays they're not, there's a reason for it. They're Olay blocking you so they can get downfield and block to the second and third level. First and 7 for the Dons. The Mustangs go to Winton Treat next week, and the Dons host Las Lomas. And the last score we got, they were tied with San Ramon. Rossi, tough run inside the 5. Actually, the ball spotted on the 5. That'll move the chains for the Dons.
First down and goal for the Dons.
And Dons on the verge of going up 3 scores here. Teams have not played since 1971. A rematch 50 years in the making, and it's all Acalanes. A keeper by Hutchinson, but a nice play defensively by Nick Strumpf in the backfield, and it's a TFL. Big play for the Mustangs, as that is it's about an 8-yard loss for the Dons. So it'll be second and goal from the 14. Ridley's very capable of hitting the field goal from this spot. Last season, he was 8 of 10 with a long of 42. All Diablo Athletic League last season. 3-by-1 set. Rossi to the 3-by-3 set receiver side of Hutchinson. Back to pass, and it's another screen. And the Mustangs don't pick it up, and it's a touchdown. Evans with his second touchdown reception. If it works, call it again. The Mustang defenders get up the field, don't read the screen, and it's a pretty easy walk-in touchdown for Evans. 14-yard touchdown pass by Hutchinson. Evans with consecutive touchdown receptions for the Dons. And Ridley on for the extra point to make it a 17-point game.
The kick is no good.
And there's my Chico State math failing me. It was a 19-point game, and it would have been a 20-point game, but he missed the extra point, and it's 33-14. Hutchinson with touchdown passes of 34, 55, 4 yards, and 14 yards. So the Dons go 90 yards.
Please support the boosters by purchasing your booster membership. And on the kickoff for the Dons is number 1, Hunter.
The Dons go 90 yards in 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
Active is number 20, Rocco Schramm.
San Ramon leads Las Lomas now 28-14, end of 3. Ridley, short kick. Schramm will come up and get it at the 14. And we've got a flag on Monte Vista. It'll be a block in the back. And Schramm's still working. And it'll be tackled at the 37, but we've got a block in the back, and this ball will be spotted inside the 20-yard line after the penalty is marched off. 90-yard drive for Acalanes. And a couple of those were conversions, were 3rd and long. But the lack of pass rush for Monte Vista, the only time they've got a pass rush is on screens when they don't block you. And with some inexperienced guys playing defensive line with all the changes and things that have gone on, the basics are when you're not getting blocked as a defensive lineman and you're coming free, unless you're, Bosa or Watt, there's a reason. You got to stop and retrace your steps. Bootleg, Devitt, Endry's in the flat, breaks one tackle, picks up 7 on the first down play, and he's shaken up a little bit, slow to get up. In a short practice season, and you've got 9 guys playing both ways, this is a tough game, and especially when you're playing an opponent like Acalanes, who's got a very good junior class coming up. I believe Coach Burns had said that these players throughout freshmen and JVs had only lost 1 or 2 games. And then you've got seniors like Hutchinson and Rossi and Carrillo and Cortezi. So they've got a mixture of young and old. Devitt off his back foot, and it's nearly intercepted. Wanted to throw to Zeising. And it'll be 3rd and 4 for Monte Vista.
3rd and 4 for Monte Vista.
Big run for the Mustangs. Cribb inside the 14. And he's cramping. Push that calf back. He is well over 200 yards. Cribb with a big run for the Mustangs. think it's about a 76-yard run for Cribb. Ball was on the 11-yard line. Breaks a couple of tackles. And good hustle by the Dons, preventing the touchdown here. James Gunn with a touchdown-saving play as Cribb, who's playing both ways tonight, cramped up a little bit after that run. But he had 130-plus yards in the first half and a big run right there. He's over 200 yards for the game. I believe the last time the Mustangs had a 200-yard rusher was in the NCS championship game with Shane Perry, where he outrushed Najee Harris. Schramm inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line.
Schramm runs to the left side. Brought down by number 3, Brady Brinkman.
And I believe we'll get to the quarter where the Acalanes Dons lead the Mustangs 33-14. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt.
And that'll bring an end to the third quarter of play. After 3 quarters of action, Acalanes leads Monte Vista.
So the Mustangs will start the fourth quarter at the 7-yard line after a big run by Cribb. Cribb now has 216 yards rushing. Acalanes 406 yards offensively. Monte Vista 307. Handoff to Schramm. And it's a touchdown, Monte Vista. Rocco Schramm to pay dirt for the 7-yard TD. And the Mustangs get the touchdown, and Price will come on for the extra point. Second rushing touchdown of the game for the Mustangs. They only had 3 all of last year. And we'll have a chance to watch that touchdown run after this extra point. And the Mustangs will go for 2. Little substitution, mass confusion here for the Mustangs. Empty backfield. Devitt will sprint right, and he throws it, and it's knocked down. Nice defensive play by Evans, and the Mustangs can't convert the 2-point play, and it's 33-20. So Schramm with the run, but the extra point fails on the 2-point attempt, and it's 33-20. So other than the times that Acalanes has turned the ball over twice, they've punted once, they've scored. And at last drive, they were helped out by 3 Monte Vista penalties. So the Mustangs, if they want to get back into this ball game, they got to clean things up. And the Dons spread the ball over the field. They've been very effective running the ball as well. So it'll be a challenge for a shorthanded Monte Vista team. But Schramm with his first varsity touchdown. And Price will kick. Little squib kick. And that's a live ball. And smart play by Rossi. Dives on it. And the ball will be taken by the Dons on their own 24-yard line with 11:48 to go in the fourth. That was a 4-play, 86-yard drive by Monte Vista, set up by a 75-yard run by Gavin Cribb. And the Dons aren't going to stop doing what they do, throwing the ball around and sharing the ball and running inside. Hutchinson under duress. And Zeising with the sack. 2-yard loss for the Dons. Zeising literally with the shoestring tackle. A rare pressure on the senior quarterback, Hutchinson. And Zeising comes off the edge and keeps playing the game and gets his first sack as a senior. It's another screen, and Hutchinson will throw it into the ground. That'll stop the clock, but then we also got a penalty. And I believe the Mustangs will decline it. It's a holding call on Acalanes. That time the Monte Vista defense was a little bit more disciplined on the pass rush. Sensed that they weren't getting blocked, retraced their step, and Hutchinson just simply threw that ball into the ground and nearly killed a coyote. Inside joke. Had to euthanize a coyote, Jason, that was attacking people here in Lafayette. And it wasn't Wiley Coyote. And then the Acme Brick Company. I digress. 33-20, Hutchinson steps up in the pocket. And he picks up the first down. This is a great run by Hutchinson. Monte Vista gets out of their pass rush lanes, and Hutchinson turns up the field right there. Nice ball fake, and picks up the first down with his feet. Rossi picks up 9. Well, they give him 10 and a first down, and they move the chains. In this offense, you pick up those type of plays on first down, you're setting yourself up for big-time success, and that's why the Dons have scored 33 points tonight. Clock starts again after the chains are set. That time, the Mustangs play on the Acalanes Dons side of the line of scrimmage, and it's a tackle for no gain. 2nd and 10. Less than 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Sprint right for Hutchinson. And it's a deep ball. And it's incomplete. Pretty good coverage by Cribb. Burying the receiver on this play. Cribb does a pretty good job. And It is 3rd and 10. The Dons have been pretty good on 3rd down tonight. And it hasn't been 3rd and short. It's been 3rd and long, and they've been lethal. It's another screen to Rossi. And we've got another penalty, and this play will be marched back. Unless it's a call on the Mustangs. I don't know why you're holding on the screen when you're just pass setting. So now it'll be 3rd. It's a spot foul, so it'll be 3rd and 24. And then the Dons have been good on 3rd down, but this is going to be a challenge, 3rd and 24. That's 2 guys in motion, no call by the officials. Hutchinson's throwing the 9 ball to Berrien, and it's incomplete. 2 men in motion, nobody set, and I don't see a flag thrown. The clock will stop, and the Mustangs force Ridley to punt, only his 2nd punt of the game. So when a man resets, he has to set for 2 counts. But if a man goes in motion, but what happens, the man reset, he didn't set for 2 counts, and then they sent another person in motion. That's an illegal shift. Wasn't called, didn't hurt the Mustangs, and Ridley on to punt, averaging nearly 37 yards a punt last season. Schramm will fair catch it, and he'll get the ball, receive that at the 37-yard line, and the Mustangs will take over. Down 13 points with 9:13 left. Pretty good opportunity here. It's going to take a big play or two, though. And the Dons' defense has been pretty stingy. Although the Mustangs do have over 200 yards rushing tonight, with Cribb leading the way. So the ball on the 37, Mustangs in that 3-back formation. Cribb. And once you start cramping, you're going to cramp after every single play. And the text to Gavin on Thursday was hydrate and bananas. But this time the officials called the illegal shift. Procedure penalty. And it's easy to call when all 11 offensive members are right in front of you. So the Mustangs on the procedure will move back 5 yards, and then that'll be 2nd and 7. Marchese is the right tight end, and then 3 receivers to the left. And then the Mustangs called for another procedure. They're going the wrong way, Jim Marshall. Now 2nd and 12. And now the Mustangs are digging themselves a deeper hole. Cortese looking to come hard off the edge. And it's a screen to Schramm. And he picks up 8 yards before he's tackled, and it'll be 3rd and a long 3 for the Mustangs. Little Leo screen to Schramm. And it's 3rd and short for Monte Vista. Mustangs stay with that 3-by-1 set. Schramm with the carry. Keeps breaking tackles. And he picks up 15 yards and another Monte Vista first down. Nice run by Schramm. Good blocking up front by the Mustangs. And watch Schramm keep moving his feet, dropping his shoulder, and picking up yards. 40-yard line. They'll stay with that 3-by-1 set. Schramm dives for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 as we're under 7-minute mark here in the fourth quarter in Lafayette at Acalanes High School. Thanks for joining us here on NorCal Sports TV, where the Dons offense is balanced of running and passing, has given them the 13-point lead. Cribb held the no gain. Actually, they'll give him 1. And Carrillo with double-digit tackles tonight, heading to UC Davis next season. The Mustangs flip the formation. Endries, Zeising, and Cribb, and Marchese, the tight end on the left. 3rd down. Devitt to Zeising with the second reception, and he moves the chains, and the ball's down to the 22-yard line. Zeising with the catch. Devitt with a good throw, and it's a 3rd down conversion for the Stangs. Zeising had a 19-yard touchdown reception from Gavin Cribb in the second quarter. And then the extra point briefly put the Mustangs ahead, but since it's been all Acalanes, with the exception of the big run by Cribb. Cortese comes off the edge, and that ball is incomplete. Intended receiver was Endries. So 2nd and 10. I don't know if Coach Russi has another trick play in his pocket with the limited offense that they have tonight. Schramm offset to Devitt's left. Mustangs got to get a touchdown at a stop here. Corner route to Zeising, and just out of his reach, and it'll be 3rd and 10. The Dons have turned over the ball twice. The Mustangs have turned it over once. But the Mustangs were not able to convert those into any points. And matter of fact, on one of the turnovers, they gave the ball right back. 5:08 left in the quarter, 3rd and 10. Heavy set for the Mustangs. Cribb running right through the Dons defense down to the 13-yard line. And that is a Monte Vista first down. Cribb well over 200 yards tonight. Near that 230-yard mark. Clock starts after the chains are set. Devitt, deep ball. It's got a receiver. Endries drops the ball. Wide open in the end zone, but Endries could not come up with the catch. Wide open. And he drops the football. So it's 2nd and 10. Got to go next play. The junior tight end had a nice opportunity right there for a quick score. Mustangs have 2 timeouts left, so do the Dons. Cribb. Down to the 1. And another Monte Vista first down. Mustangs had 3 rushing touchdowns all of last season. If they rush it in here, they will tie that mark in the first game. Cribb getting good push up front by this offensive line. The clock starts. Chains are set. Endries probably going to throw the fade to him in the corner. They do, and it's out of bounds. Had Schramm swinging the other way, but that play is designed to go to the big tight end. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Now, do the Mustangs onside kick if they score here, or do they kick deep and play defense? Because Acalanes isn't going to stall. They're going to keep running their offense. 2nd and 1. Cribb. Touchdown, Monte Vista. 63-yard drive culminated by Cribb's touchdown to make it 33-26. And the Mustangs will bring on Price to kick the PAT. 3:58 left in the game. And Cribb will hold after the 1-yard touchdown plunge. Substitution mass confusion once again for the Stangs. So they're called for 12 men on the field. So the ball will be pushed back 5 yards, and the Mustangs will go for the kick here. Price last season was 27 of 31 on PATs. The kick is up, and it's good. And it's a 1-score ball game, 33-27, Monte Vista. Thirteen plays, 64-yard drive. Cribb tonight, 28 rushes for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. Once again, want to thank our partners, Sweeney Kovar Accountants and Advisors, Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, Spitz Jewelers, and American Asphalt. Thank those partners of NorCal Sports TV allowing us to bring you this game. HD, multi-camera, no subscription, no log-on, and appreciate both of these coaches helping us prepare for this game, and hopefully it reflected in the broadcast. So the Mustangs bring on Price to kick. The hands team is on for the Dons. And it's a squib kick taken by Cortese. And a nice return by him. And the Dons have good field position on the 39-yard line. 3:54 left in the game. Monte Vista has 2 timeouts. But the problem with Monte Vista is Acalanes has been so good on 3rd down tonight, and in particular 3rd and long. Imagine Rossi's going to get some touches here. And it's a fumble! And the Mustangs recover! They take over on the Acalanes 35-yard line. The third turnover of the night for the Dons. And Monte Vista is in business. Exchange problem there. And the Mustangs wanted to go scoop and score on that play. But one of the defensive linemen jumped on it, and the Mustangs are in business. They have 2 timeouts, can run the football. And they've battled along here. Cribb picks up 1 yard. Nice tackle there by Tresser. So those extra points that we said make a note of later, this would be a multi-score lead for the Dons if they succeed on those extra points. Cribb, his first loss running the ball tonight, and it's going to be 3rd and 12 for Monte Vista. Cribb had nowhere to run, and it's a TFL for the Dons. Clock continues to wind here, under 2:50 mark. 3-by-1 set for Monte Vista. Devitt throws, just out of the hands of Josh Zizine. Was open on the sideline, and Devitt just a little long on that throw, and it's 4th and 12. If you're gonna, Monte Vista's gonna throw the ball, you got to run your routes past the chains. Three-by-one set for Monte Vista. Devitt barking out the signals. He's under pressure. Throws downfield, and it's incomplete. Trying to go to Endries. Devitt never really set his feet, thrown off his back foot, and it's incomplete. Now the Mustangs do have 2 timeouts. I would imagine that Acalanes isn't going to run the RPO tonight. They've had tough time in the mesh point. If they run it, it's probably just going to be a straight handoff to Rossi. The Dons get a first down. They're going to seal up this ball game. Mustangs had a golden opportunity at the Dons' 35-yard line, but couldn't convert a first down, and the Dons take over on downs. Straight handoff to Rossi, and he picks up 13 and a first down, and the clock will temporarily stop until the chains are reset. So if the Dons wait, they don't have to snap this ball until about 1:50 left in the game. Until that back judge counts his hand. He's starting to do a hand count, so they've got to snap the football. Rossi spins out a one tackler, and he drives his feet and picks up a first down and gets 13 yards. Impressive run when you know the other team knows that you're going to run the football. So that first down will pretty much seal it up for the Dons. Monte Vista has 2 timeouts. They'll use one after this play, I'm sure. And we've got a penalty. Procedure. Now in high school football, this will only temporarily stop the clock. See, 1st and 15 for the Dons. They look to move to 4-1 in the all-time series against Monte Vista. Rossi tackled for a loss, and Coach Rossi will call a timeout. As another 4 seconds run off the clock, so it'll be 2nd and 18 after the Monte Vista timeout. Well, the keys coming into this game for Monte Vista was run the ball, and they've done that, and then some. But Brady Hutchinson has led the Dons with his feet and his arm, scrambling out and making big plays, throwing the football, making good decisions. Other than their 3 turnovers, they played a very good game tonight offensively. The Dons will host Las Lomas next week, and Monte Vista will go to Winton and Treat. Second and 18, 1:04 left. Monte Vista only has 1 timeout left. Tackle for no gain. And the Mustangs will call another timeout. So it'll be 3rd and 18. So the Dons run a play. They'll be able to run 40 seconds off minimum off the clock. So the Mustangs won't get the ball maybe with 15 seconds left. But the pass defense for the Dons has really stepped up in the 4th quarter as Dylan Devitt has missed his last 6 passes. Now, one of those he threw right in the hands of the tight end Jack Andrews. But the pass defense of the Dons has stepped up here late in the game for Coach Burnstead. Really appreciate all of his help. And as we mentioned, Acalanes athletic director Randy Takahashi for their help, and Coach Russi, as always, and our partners who have supported us along the way here on NorCal Sports TV. Free games, HD, replay, and maybe you just turn down the sound. You won't have to listen to me. Hutchinson takes a shot downfield, and it's incomplete, and it stops the clock. So there's 50 seconds. It's 4th and 18. So the Dons will have to punt. And that stops the clock. Curious call there. Ridley will come on. So the Mustangs will get the ball with no timeouts left. Well, the scoreboard says they have 1 timeout left. And if that's the case, I can understand Coach Burnstead throwing the football. The Mustangs look like they're going to try to block this one. Schramm is back deep. Nice kick, and Schramm will fair catch it, and the Mustangs will take over on their own 11-yard line with 46 seconds left in the game. Third punt for Ridley. Can see why Coach Burnside was very complimentary of that young man. So injuries will split out, but the Dons have rolled over a safety his way to go against the corner. A little bracket coverage. Devitt to the sideline, and the completion is good for about 7 yards to Gavin Cribb. Endries is taller than the corner out here, James Gunn. See if the Mustangs try to take advantage. Devitt set his feet that time and threw a strike to Cribb, but they only picked up 6 yards. Devitt. And who gets the sack? Joey Carrillo. Big play. And we've said his name a lot tonight. And the clock is running here. Carrillo with the sack. Throw to Endries. Makes the catch. That'll stop the clock temporarily. And that's a first down at the 25-yard line. And once the chains are set, the clock will start. Devitt scrambles, and it's incomplete. And the Mustangs, and the clock just continues to run. They never stop the clock on the incompletion, and they'll reset that. 1.5 seconds. So the Mustangs will have one play. Doesn't matter if it's 1.5 or 3 seconds. They've got one play left. Unless it's a pass interference call or a defensive penalty to extend the game, this will be the last play of the game for Monte Vista. Devitt throws it downfield, and it's incomplete. And the Dons, with the 33-27 victory over Monte Vista. We'll come back with a quick recap and final statistics here from Lafayette. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. So the Mustangs, their spring season opener under tough situation and also playing a talented squad in Acalanes led by their quarterback, Brady Hutchinson. Final statistics for the ball game. Hutchinson was 18 of 27 for 268 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dylan Devitt, 12 of 25 for 103 yards and an interception. Cribb, 1 for 1 with that 19-yard touchdown pass. Rushing for Acalanes, Rossi with 95 yards. Hutchinson with 26 yards. Montgomery with 1 rush for 68 yards on the reverse for a touchdown. Cribb, 30 carries for 246 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rocco Schramm, 9 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. Receiving for the Dons, Marion with 6 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. Malmquist, 4 for 63. Monte Vista Endries, 4 of 27. And Zeising, 2 for 33. Total yards, Acalanes, 268 yards passing, 189 yards rushing for a total of 447. Monte Vista passing 122, 300 yards rushing for a total of 301. On fourth down, Acalanes was 4 of 7. And Monte Vista was 4 of 10. So we'll close it out here from Lafayette, where Acalanes got a big win for their program as they beat Monte Vista 33-27 to win the 2021 spring season opening game. Thanks to Acalanes athletic director, once again, Randy Takahashi, for his help in helping us bring this game, and both coaches. And, of course, our partners. You've been watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Thanks to our camera crew, Daniel Talavera and Sean Wilkerson, our statistician, Jeremy Hurtado, and our director, Jason Green. I'm Chris Babcock in Lafayette. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.